In my experience, 8 out of 10 students aiming for Band 7 are actually giving Band 6 answers. In this video, you will hear Band 6 versus Band 9 responses to the questions the examiner asks. After every question, you will hear an in-depth analysis. I have personally coached candidates who went from Band 6 to Band 8.5 in just a few months. Let's get started. Part 1. Introduction and Interview. Good afternoon. My name is Taylor Bent. What is your name? Band 6 student.
My name is John.
Band 9 student.
My full name is John Matthews, but you can just call me John. That's what most people do.
Analysis. At first glance, you might think both responses are fine. They're both correct and clear. But let me teach you to see what an IELTS examiner sees. The Band 6 response provides only the minimum required information. It's correct, but demonstrates no language range, no natural conversation skills, and no fluency development. The Band 9 response does something remarkable. It treats this basic question as an opportunity to demonstrate natural conversation flow. Notice how the speaker provides additional context, offers a choice to the examiner, and includes a casual observation about social interactions. This shows the candidate can think and communicate naturally in English, not just respond to questions mechanically. This reveals our first key principle. Band 9 speakers never waste an opportunity to demonstrate language skills naturally. They understand that even the simplest question can showcase sophisticated communication abilities. Do you like drawing? Band 6 student.
Yes, I like drawing, but I'm not very good. I sometimes draw when I'm bored.
Band 9 student.
Yes, I enjoy drawing, not because I'm particularly talented, but because it's relaxing. I find that sketching simple things like landscapes or objects helps me unwind after a stressful day. It's almost like a form of meditation.
Analysis. Now we can see the pattern more clearly. Let me teach you to recognize the specific differences that create these contrasting impressions. First, notice the hesitation markers in the Band 6 response. Suggests uncertainty, while I'm not very good apologizes for the topic choice. This defensive approach immediately signals limited confidence. The Band 9 response demonstrates what we call confident engagement. The speaker doesn't apologize for their skill level, but reframes the discussion around the benefits they receive from drawing. Notice the sophisticated vocabulary progression: enjoy instead of like, sketching instead of drawing, unwind instead of relax, and the metaphorical comparison to meditation. But here's the crucial teaching point. The Band 9 speaker isn't showing off vocabulary. They're using precise words that exactly express their meaning. Sketching simple landscapes creates a specific mental image that drawing cannot. This precision in word choice demonstrates advanced language proficiency naturally. The sentence structure also reveals sophisticated thinking. Notice how the Band 9 speaker uses a complex causal relationship, not because, but because. This structure allows them to acknowledge one aspect while emphasizing another, showing nuanced reasoning abilities. Do you think it's important for children to learn how to draw? Band 6 student?
Yes, I think it is important because drawing is good for children. It makes them creative.
Band 9 student.
Absolutely. Drawing nurtures creativity and imagination in children. It also develops fine motor skills and provides an outlet for self-expression, which is crucial for emotional development. Even if they don't become artists, these skills benefit them in other subjects like problem-solving or design.
Analysis. This comparison reveals the most significant difference between Band 6 and Band 9 thinking: the ability to discuss topics with depth and analytical sophistication. Let me break down what's happening in each response to help you understand how to develop this skill. The Band 6 response demonstrates circular reasoning. Drawing is good because it makes them creative. While this isn't wrong, it doesn't explore why creativity matters or how drawing specifically develops it. The vocabulary remains basic, and the reasoning stays at surface level. The Band 9 response demonstrates what examiners call extended discourse. Notice how the speaker presents multiple, interconnected benefits: creativity, imagination, motor skills, self-expression, and emotional development. Each point builds upon the previous one, creating a comprehensive analysis rather than simple opinions. But here's what makes this response truly exceptional. The final sentence demonstrates forward-thinking analysis. Even if they don't become artists, these skills benefit them in other subjects like problem-solving or design. This shows the speaker can think beyond immediate benefits to consider long-term transferable skills. Whenever you're asked about the importance or benefits of something, try to identify at least 3 different types of benefits: immediate personal benefits, skill development benefits, and broader life application benefits. This framework automatically elevates any response to Band 9 level thinking. Who taught you to use a computer? Band 6 student.
My brother taught me. He showed me how to use the internet and games.
Band 9 student.
It was actually my older brother who introduced me to computers when I was about 10. He taught me the basics, like browsing the internet and installing simple programs. From there, I became curious and started learning on my own, especially about productivity tools and software.
Analysis. This example teaches us about the power of narrative thinking in IELTS speaking. Both candidates are telling the same basic story, but watch how different approaches create completely different impressions of language ability. The Band 6 response provides bare facts without context or development. It answers the question correctly but demonstrates no storytelling ability, limited vocabulary range, and no sense of personal engagement with the topic. The Band 9 response transforms the same information into an engaging mini-narrative. Notice the specific age reference, "when I was about 10", which adds credibility and helps the listener connect with the story. The progression from formal instruction to self-directed learning shows personal growth and intellectual curiosity. The vocabulary choices reveal sophisticated language awareness. Introduced me to computers suggests a formal beginning. The basics acknowledges foundational learning, and productivity tools and software demonstrates technical vocabulary used naturally in context. This teaches us a crucial principle. Band 9 speakers understand that even simple personal questions can be opportunities to demonstrate storytelling abilities, vocabulary range, and engaging communication skills. Part 2. Cue card. Now, I'm going to give you a topic and I'd like you to talk about it for 1-2 minutes. Here's your cue card. You have 1 minute to prepare. You can take notes if you want. Describe a happy event in your life. You should say what the event was, when it happened, why it was memorable and made you happy, and explain how you felt during and after the event. 1 minute for preparation is over. Please begin when you are ready. Band 6 student.
Well, a happy event in my life was my graduation from high school. It happened about 4 years ago when I was 18. I studied very hard for my final exams, and when I finally got the results, I passed everything and I could join university. On the graduation day, all my family came and we had a small party with some friends. It was memorable because I was the first in my family to finish high school. I felt very proud of myself. During the event, I was excited and also a bit nervous because I had to walk on the stage to get my certificate. After the ceremony, I felt very happy and relaxed because I knew that all the stress was finished. I also remember that we took many photos and my parents looked very happy. So that's why this event made me very happy.
Band 9 student.
One of the happiest events in my life was my university graduation ceremony, which took place about 3 years ago. It was held in a large auditorium in my city, and I remember the atmosphere was incredibly lively, almost electric, with families cheering and students dressed in their graduation gowns. This event was particularly memorable because it represented years of hard work, persistence, and overcoming challenges. For example, in my final year, I had to complete a very demanding research project, and there were moments when I doubted whether I would finish it on time. When I eventually handed it in and later received my degree, I felt an enormous sense of relief and accomplishment. Another reason it was so special is that my entire family attended the ceremony. My parents have always been very supportive, but this time I could see genuine pride in their eyes. In fact, my mother even had tears of joy when I walked across the stage. We celebrated afterwards with a family dinner, and I remember feeling not only proud of myself, but also deeply grateful for their encouragement throughout my education. During the event itself, I felt nervous at first, especially standing in front of so many people. But that quickly turned into excitement and happiness as my name was called. After the ceremony, I felt motivated and optimistic, as though this milestone was opening the door to a new chapter in my life. So overall, this graduation day remains etched in my memory, not just because of the certificate I received, but because it symbolized personal growth, resilience, and the joy of sharing success with the people I love most.
Analysis. Watch how each candidate begins their story. The Band 6 speaker states basic facts. It happened about 4 years ago when I was 18. This reads like a simple report, giving necessary information, but creating no engagement with the listener. The Band 9 speaker creates what I call an immersive opening. It was held in a large auditorium in my city, and I remember the atmosphere was incredibly lively, almost electric, with families cheering and students dressed in their graduation gowns. This opening doesn't just inform, it transports the examiner into the scene using sensory details and descriptive language. The key insight here is that Band 9 speakers understand they're not just answering questions, they're creating experiences for their listeners. The phrase almost electric demonstrates sophisticated metaphorical thinking, using figurative language to convey the energy and excitement of the moment. Compare how each speaker handles emotions and relationships. The Band 6 candidate uses basic emotional vocabulary: excited, nervous, very happy, very proud. These words are correct but don't demonstrate vocabulary range or emotional depth. The Band 9 speaker shows emotional sophistication through phrases like enormous sense of relief and accomplishment, genuine pride in their eyes, and tears of joy. But here's what makes this truly advanced. They don't just state emotions, they explain their significance and source. Notice how the Band 9 speaker creates relationship portraits. My parents have always been very supportive, but this time I could see genuine pride in their eyes. In fact, my mother even had tears of joy. This shows historical context, specific behavioral observations, and the ability to interpret nonverbal communication, all markers of advanced language proficiency. Finally, observe how each speaker concludes their story. The Band 6 candidate provides a basic summary. So, that's why this event made me very happy. This restates the obvious without adding any insight or deeper meaning. The Band 9 speaker offers profound reflection. So overall, this graduation day remains etched in my memory, not just because of the certificate I received, but because it symbolized personal growth, resilience, and the joy of sharing success with the people I love most. This conclusion demonstrates metaphorical language use and the ability to extract universal meaning from personal experience. This is what separates good storytelling from exceptional communication: the ability to reflect on experiences and articulate their broader significance. Your transformation technique is simple. After describing any personal experience, ask yourself, what did this teach me about life, relationships, or personal growth? This single question will elevate any story to Band 9 level sophistication. Part 3. Discussion. Abstract topics. What do you think makes people happy? Band 6 student.
I think family and money make people happy. If you have family and enough money, you are happy.
Band 9 student.
Happiness often comes from a balance of relationships, personal fulfillment, and financial security. While money provides stability, strong family ties and meaningful experiences contribute more to long-term satisfaction.
Analysis. This comparison teaches us about the fundamental difference between concrete thinking and abstract analysis. Let me break down what's happening in each response to help you develop advanced thinking skills. The Band 6 response demonstrates what we call listing thinking. The candidate identifies two factors, family and money, and states their importance directly. While this isn't incorrect, it shows limited analytical depth and basic vocabulary usage. The reasoning remains surface level without exploring how or why these factors contribute to happiness. The Band 9 response demonstrates analytical thinking. Notice how the speaker immediately introduces the concept of balance, which shows sophisticated understanding that happiness isn't simple or singular. The use of categorization, relationships, personal fulfillment, and financial security shows the ability to organize complex ideas systematically. But here's what makes this response truly exceptional: the comparative analysis in the second sentence. While money provides stability, strong family ties and meaningful experiences contribute more to long-term satisfaction. This sentence demonstrates several advanced thinking skills: acknowledgement of different perspectives, temporal awareness, long-term versus short-term, and evaluative judgment about relative importance. Is there a difference between short-term and long-term happiness? Band 6 student.
Yes, short term is like when you buy something or eat food. Long term is like family or health.
Band 9 student.
Yes, there's a clear distinction. Short-term happiness might come from immediate pleasures, such as buying a new gadget or enjoying a delicious meal, whereas long-term happiness is usually tied to more enduring aspects, like health, meaningful work, or lasting relationships.
Analysis. This example teaches us about the power of advanced comparison and contrast in abstract discussions. Let me show you how to recognize and develop these advanced analytical skills. The Band 6 response demonstrates basic categorization. The candidate correctly identifies different types of happiness and provides examples. However, the examples remain very general, and the explanation doesn't explore why these distinctions exist or what they mean for human experience. The Band 9 response shows what examiners call analytical sophistication. First, notice the confident assertion. There's a clear distinction. This shows intellectual confidence and sets up a structured analysis. Then observe the parallel structure. Short-term happiness might come from, whereas long-term happiness is usually tied to. This grammatical sophistication creates clear, logical comparison. The vocabulary choices reveal deep conceptual understanding: immediate pleasures versus enduring aspects, meaningful work versus just work, lasting relationships versus just family. Each word choice demonstrates precise thinking about the nature of different happiness types. Most importantly, notice the cautious language: might come from and usually tied to. This shows intellectual maturity, the understanding that human psychology is complex and that absolute statements about behavior are often inappropriate. Do you think technology has affected people's ability to be happy? Band 6 student.
Yes, because people use phones and social media. Sometimes happy, sometimes not.
Band 9 student.
Yes, technology has a double impact. On the one hand, it connects people instantly and provides endless entertainment. On the other, overuse can lead to isolation, comparison, and even anxiety. So it can both enhance and hinder happiness.
Analysis. This comparison reveals the highest level of Part 3 thinking: the ability to discuss complex social issues with nuance and balanced analysis. Let me teach you how to recognize and develop this sophisticated thinking approach. The Band 6 response acknowledges complexity with sometimes happy, sometimes not, but fails to explore this complexity meaningfully. The reasoning remains basic, and the candidate doesn't demonstrate understanding of the underlying mechanisms that create these varied effects. The Band 9 response demonstrates what we call dialectical thinking, the ability to hold and analyze opposing perspectives simultaneously. Notice the sophisticated structure. Technology has a double impact: immediately signals complex analysis, followed by systematic exploration of both positive and negative effects. The balanced presentation shows several advanced skills. The formal discourse markers, on the one hand, on the other, create clear logical structure. Specific examples support each perspective. And the final synthesis, it can both enhance and hinder happiness, demonstrates sophisticated conclusion drawing abilities. But here's the most advanced aspect. The candidate doesn't just list positive and negative effects, they explain causal relationships. Overuse can lead to isolation, comparison, and even anxiety, shows understanding of psychological mechanisms, not just surface-level observations. Do you believe money can bring happiness in life? Why or why not? Band 6 student.
Yes, money can bring happiness because you can buy what you need, but not always.
Band 9 student.
To some extent, yes. Money ensures basic needs are met and allows people to enjoy comfort and experiences. However, beyond a certain point, money has diminishing returns on happiness because emotional well-being often depends on relationships and purpose.
Analysis. Band 6 student. The response, yes. Money can bring happiness because you can buy what you need, but not always, is functional but extremely limited. The lexical resource is basic, buy, need, and the grammatical structure is simple. The final phrase, but not always, is a rudimentary attempt at a nuanced view, but lacks the linguistic tools to articulate a complex counter-argument. The answer provides a single, simple idea without any depth or elaboration, failing to develop the topic fully. Band 9 student. The response begins with a sophisticated, nuanced introductory phrase. To some extent, yes. This immediately demonstrates the ability to use hedging language to qualify a statement. The response then uses precise, academic vocabulary, ensures basic needs are met, and introduces a key economic concept, diminishing returns on happiness. This is a testament to the speaker's broader knowledge and ability to use language to express complex ideas. The cohesive device, however, is used to introduce a well-developed contrasting point about emotional well-being and relationships and purpose. The entire response is a cohesive, logical, and linguistically rich argument. How do people's sources of happiness change as they grow older? Band 6 student.
When young, people like fun and friends. When old, they like health and family.
Band 9 student.
Yes, definitely. Younger people may associate happiness with social life, career opportunities, or adventures, whereas older individuals often value stability, health, and family bonds. Happiness evolves as priorities shift with age.
Analysis. Band 6 student. The response. When young, people like fun and friends. When old, they like health and family, is predictable and relies on a simplistic binary comparison. The vocabulary is common and repetitive, lacking variety. The grammatical structure is basic, without any attempt to use a more sophisticated framework for comparison. The answer is short and fails to develop the topic with any depth, limiting the opportunity to showcase linguistic range. Band 9 student. This response begins with a confident and clear statement. Yes, definitely. It uses a more formal and flexible grammatical structure to frame the comparison younger people may associate, whereas older individuals often value. The lexical resource is notably more sophisticated, with words like associate, value, and the abstract phrase priorities shift. The response moves beyond a simple binary comparison to a more nuanced discussion of evolving values and perspectives, demonstrating a higher level of intellectual engagement with the topic. Do you think technology has affected people's ability to be happy? Band 6 student.
Yes, because people use phones and social media. Sometimes happy, sometimes not.
Band 9 student.
Yes, technology has a double impact. On the one hand, it connects people instantly and provides endless entertainment. On the other, overuse can lead to isolation, comparison, and even anxiety. So it can both enhance and hinder happiness.
Analysis. Band 6 student. The response, yes, because people use phones and social media. Sometimes happy, sometimes not, is a basic acknowledgement of the issue. The vocabulary is limited, and the grammatical structure is simple. The ideas are unelaborated and lack specificity. The response simply states the existence of a dual impact without explaining it, thus failing to develop the topic and showcase a flexible command of the language. Band 9 student. The response uses a complex grammatical structure, on the one hand, on the other hand, which is a hallmark of a high-scoring answer. This structure allows the speaker to present a balanced and multifaceted argument. The lexical resource is precise and sophisticated, with phrases such as double impact, connects people instantly, endless entertainment, overuse, isolation, comparison, and anxiety. The response concludes with a powerful and concise summary. So, it can both enhance and hinder happiness, which synthesizes the two sides of the argument effectively. Can a person still be happy even if they face challenges in life? Band 6 student.
Yes, people can be happy because challenges make you strong.
Band 9 student.
Absolutely. Happiness doesn't mean a life without difficulties. In fact, overcoming challenges can give a sense of purpose and resilience. Many people find joy even in adversity because it teaches them to value the positive aspects of life more deeply.
Analysis. Band 6 student. The response, yes, people can be happy because challenges make you strong, is short and relies on a simple, one-dimensional idea. The vocabulary is basic, and the reasoning is shallow. The response lacks any elaboration or deeper reflection on the topic, failing to provide the examiner with sufficient material to assess a high level of proficiency.
Band 9 student. The response begins with a confident and unequivocal statement. Absolutely. It immediately clarifies a complex idea. Happiness doesn't mean a life without difficulties. The use of, in fact, serves as a cohesive device. To introduce a counterintuitive and more profound point, the lexical resource is advanced and abstract, with words like overcoming purpose, resilience, and adversity. The response concludes by providing a well-developed reflective statement. It teaches them to value the positive aspects of life more deeply. Response is a masterclass in demonstrating a full range of vocabulary and grammar to express a mature and philosophical perspective.
Subscribe to the channel to stay up to date with my 2 weekly videos. All the best in your preparation.